What's going on, team? It's Friday the 20th of June and we're back again to the chart. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving a quick breakdown of the market and essentially just seeing if we can find any further setups. Yesterday we did do a breakdown which I uploaded again, and on that specific one all the setups that we checked out played out exactly as we predicted. So if you guys managed to benefit from it, I'm just so glad. And today my goal of today is just to give a breakdown just so we can end the week. Normally I don't really execute trades on Fridays, but if I can find something solid on a Friday like today, I'm definitely going to be executing some trades on it. And yeah, so without any further ado, we're going to be diving back to the charts and just giving a quick breakdown of the whole charts and everything. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts. We're gonna start with EU. Okay, so here's EU. This was yesterday's breakdown. We did predict that we wanted price to give us some sort of reversal from this point over here, and it ended up giving us towards the New York session, which was around this point over here, and price did reverse. Why were we actually expecting price to reverse? As we know, according to the market maker trend, we expect 3 days of rise or 3 days of drop and 3 levels, right? So as you can see from this point, we're at level 3. You can see, like as I was explaining in the last video, we had 1 2 3. Even if you see at the bigger picture as well, we have level 1, level 2, level 3 in a period of 3 days. So you can see as well level 1, level 2, level 3, and in this point as well we have level 1, we had level 2 consolidated, and then essentially we got our level 3 yesterday. So it was at this point over here that we said we want to see a W formation, and they ended up giving us a W formation towards the New York session, which was later on the session, like the mid New York session. We ended up getting the W formation. So with that being said, it was a W setup, still a good setup, and you can see how price ended up reversing as we had predicted yesterday. Reverse on this one. So right now as it stands and where it is, it's a bit unpredictable. Let me just jump a little bit to the 15-minute time frames. I don't really like what's going on over here, so I'm not really going to be that much interested in EU today, and I won't really be executing any trade on EU today, unless I end up seeing something that's really perfect. So let's dive to the second pair, which we were looking at yesterday, which was the US30. So let me just do this. US30 we did look at yesterday as well. We're expecting some further drop from this point over here, and it did drop, though it did not really give us our M pattern. I wanted it to be somewhere here, which is the Asian midline. Instead they gave us somewhere around this point over here, which is the M pattern over here. The Asian midline is actually supposed to be somewhere around this point over here, so it was quite far, and even from here as well it was quite far. Therefore I did not execute, but it played out exactly as we had predicted. Boom to the high, M formation, small M formation, and then they continue the movement to the downside. So on this one, essentially what we want to do is we want to start by counting the levels so that we can identify where exactly we are in the trend. So normally some of you, we would start by boxing the big side, like we could box all of this area, box all of this area as well, and count this as 1, count this area of consolidation as 2, and essentially count this as 3. So I'm just gonna box in different ways and just pick whichever makes more sense for me and whichever makes more sense for today. It's all about find out which one is actually making more sense and which one you should actually go ahead and execute confidently on. So on this, in this point scenario, you can see that let me just put this so I can explain. Let me go to the H4. In this point in the scenario, you can see that price came from up here, right? And price, since price came from up here, you can see that price dropped, boom, reversed a little bit, dropped again. So we got level 1, level 2, but I like to see on a much smaller time frame, which is close to the real action. So if we go close to the real action, we can actually see that we had these levels as well in here, which was level 1, level 2, level 3. Price went up, which we took this trade. couple days ago. We hit our TP somewhere over here, which was so good, and price continued, drop a little bit, came back up. So from this point, I think it could also be safe to assume that price started dropping again. So let's just see, obviously from here. And if you also look closely, you can also identify like this double top formation over here, which could also be used as some sort of reset confirmation over here. Let me just check this out as reset confirmation, because look at how price dropped level 1, right, drop level 2, drop level 3, and came up here, hit the high, dropped, came back, hit a high again, and continued dropping. So from this point onward, I think it's also safe to say that this could be level 1 drop, and this also essentially, it was level 1 drop, 1 day of drop. This also essentially from here to here could be level 2 drop. Let me remove the blue. So I'm just gonna do these two analyses, given that this page is not too clear as well, and then go from there. This one here could be considered another push, which is the level 2 drop at the top. Why is it not showing that? Okay, level 2 drop. So let me zoom out a little bit, see if we can get a bigger picture. So this could also be considered as level 1, level 2, and essentially it would be good for us to see a level 3 drop. Could be like from that point to this point over here. Let me just remove this real quick, because you can see that we are day 1 of drop. Until this point we are day 2 of drop until this point, and essentially maybe we could get another day of drop, which is gonna be today. Though usually on Fridays I like to take reversal setups, given that they like to close within the range. Or we could also say 1, 2, right? This could work as well. So let us dive deep and go to the M15 time frame and just grab a closer look. So if we dive deep into the M15 time frame, we can see that yes, price hitting the New York. This could be considered as a multi-session M formation over here. If you guys look at it, multi-session M formation. So we had the M. This could be considered also as 1, 1, 2, or this could be considered as 1. Right now it's not too clear, so let us see. Let me also add the moving averages real quick. Okay, so the 1850 crossed over here, mini level 1. Now all the averages are pointing to the downside. So yeah, there's a probability that it might come down a little bit. So let's look at the 15-minute time frame. I actually like what's showing on the 15-minute time frame. We got the pin to the high. So essentially what I would like to see is for price to come here, just like as it is reversing, because right now it's currently 11:28, and let me just check what time is it. New York, 3:28, which means we are opening the London session right now. So I would be interested in, if I see a rejection over here, I would be interested in entering a short position somewhere around the high, possibly targeting for my first TP. I'll be probably targeting the Asian mid, and then for my second TP I would probably be targeting, hold on, let me just write TP1. Yeah, so for TP1 I would probably be targeting the Asian mid, and let me just copy this and see if I can. And then for my TP2 I would probably be targeting the Asian low for my TP2. What did I just take out? Okay, so this is essentially what we are looking at. So yeah, stop loss above the high, TP1 Asian mid, and TP2 Asian low, and depending on how fast this moves, perhaps we could be targeting the weekly low. So but for now we're going, since it's Friday, and I usually don't like to trade on Friday as well, because usually they like to reversal, which is the reversal to close like in the mid. Like if price was dropping the whole week, they like to reversal and close within the range. So at this specific point in time right now, there could be a possibility of them doing that just to close the week within range. But let us just wait and see. Perhaps we can get a proper entry. Let me move this as well so we see. Perhaps we could get a proper entry on this pair right here. So yeah, so this is it for today, guys. I decided to make it quite quickly and just give you guys a breakdown on how I look for my setups. Obviously I still need to look for proper candle confirmation before I execute any setup or anything of that sort. So this is it for today, guys. Catch you guys on the next one.